this is interesting. So welcome. Broadcasting from the lovely confines of my lovely office. My name is Jerry Hooker. I'll talk more about what I do here a little bit later, but this evening is all about saying hi to everybody. Hey, we're back together. If you're new, welcome. Tonight will be about getting to see who you're going to work with throughout the next few years, and some of the things that we'll be working on as we go through the year, and then onward we go. If you're a returning student, welcome back. You'll see some familiar faces, but the whole point is here that we want to talk about what's going on in the theater department this year, and meet the folks who you're going to work with again. So let me see, what do I want to say here? So as we go through here, we're going to introduce some people. Then we're going to talk about what it is we're going to be doing, and then we're going to talk about some other opportunities that students have. If you have a question, a burning question as we go along, go ahead and ask it in the chat room, and Janet Rose is going to be monitoring the chat room, and she will be able to cut in and ask a question of whomever is talking. So feel free to do that if there's something you want to know about. At the end of the of our presentation tonight, we'll give you ways to reach some of the people that you'll meet tonight. Probably primarily emails. So if you have further questions about how to get involved and what's going on, that will probably be the best way to do that. I just wanted to say that the interesting thing about theater is that we get together and we look at a calendar and we point to a date on the calendar and we say, you know what, we are going to have an audience on that night expecting to see something. And then we start working on it. And as we go along, sometimes things go well, sometimes things go wrong. We adjust, we change directions, and move forward. We keep trying things. Things don't work out right, we change, we adjust, we move forward. That's really what makes theater people so, well, really valuable out in the world, because we're able to just adjust and move forward. It's that creative problem solving that we're all about. And that's what this year is going to be all about. You know, we've got some plans. We've got some plans to do some stuff. We're not exactly sure how we're going to do them right now, but we are going to do them. So our flexibility will be a huge part of what it is that we do this year, but it's going to be great. We're going to move forward. Also, if you're new, you probably haven't seen our spaces, the theater spaces, and we can't offer a tour tonight as we would typically do. However, our lovely office staff has put together an amazing video that we will link to in the chat area, so that you could take a little video tour of our spaces. And I think they're going to have the link to that on our main webpage as well. So you'll be able to see those spaces and see where it is you're going to be working. So the first thing I'd like to do tonight is start by introducing the faculty. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to start off, I'm going to introduce somebody, and that person will take the screen, I guess, and then they will introduce the next person, and we'll go right along that way. And they're going to tell you a little bit about what their area is, what their expertise is, and maybe something about courses that they're teaching. So I am going to start off by handing off to Bradley Branham. Take it away, Bradley.
Okay. Hello, I'm Bradley Branham. I'm the department technical director, and I also work in the areas of video projection design and sound design. This term I'm teaching TA 211, our Production 1 class, and I'm also teaching projection design. So if you're interested in taking either of those classes, there's still room in both. And other than that, I'll be managing the shop where we will be building all of the virtual shows for the term. So At this point, I'd like to pass it on to Jeanette DeJong, our costume person.
Oh, sorry, all this technical stuff. I'm coming to you from the virtual costume shop, and I'm the costume designer. This year, I'm also going to be in the costume shop a lot more. So I think that's a good segue into the classes that I'll be teaching, which include costume pattern drafting this fall. So if you've ever had a sense that you wanted to be a fashion designer, this is a good way to get your tools for that. And we do have room in that. In the winter, we'll also teach TA 212, which is Intro to Costumes and Makeup, stage makeup, and also costume design. So if there's anything that you're interested in costume-wise, please make a time to meet with me, and I would love to get to know you. So now I'm going to hand off back to Jerry Hooker.
Hello, am I here yet? Hi, am I live? I can't tell. I'm going to say yes, I'm live. Okay, excellent. I'm Jerry Hooker. I'm the scenic designer here, in charge of the scenic design area and also the scenic painting and prop areas. So if you have any interest in scenic design or painting or properties, I'm the guy to talk to. I teach the Intro to Design course, and I will be teaching in the winter a scenic painting course that is listed as a 400, but there are no prerequisites, so feel free. And then in the spring, I'm going to be doing a prop design and construction course, which is the same thing, no prerequisites. So feel free and talk to me if you're interested in those areas. So I am now, I hope, going to hand it off to Teresa May. Let's see if Teresa's here. And if she's not, I'll hand off to Michael Najjar.
Hello. Hello, Jerry. Thank you. When in doubt, improvise. Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Najjar, and I'm a associate professor of theater arts here at the University of Oregon. I focus my classes on theater history, directing, playwriting, and graduate seminars, and a few special topic classes such as Middle Eastern American theater, etc. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to be here with all of you tonight. Really looking forward to what we're going to be creating this year together. And even though I won't be directing this year, there will be a really special project, which I'll talk about a little later. So with that, I'm going to hand off to Trisha Rodley.
Hello, hello. Thank you, Michael, and welcome everyone. My name is Trisha, as Michael said. I'm teaching this term, I'm teaching Intro to Theater Arts, Introduction to Theater Arts. So I will hopefully see a lot of folks new to the department and some who have been here already. I'm also teaching Acting 1, and I teach a freshman interest group called Speak for Yourself! My focus areas do relate to acting, actor training, dramaturgy, voice and accents, and I'm kind of do a bunch of things, various things around the department. So welcome. And I am handing off to Janet Rose.
Oh, well, I don't know where my video is, but I'm going to guess you can hear me because I can hear my, you can see me too. Hi, Savvy. Gosh darn it, I had a background and Sam is here. Sam, come here, Sam. Never mind. I'm Janet Rose, and I am the production manager, and I teach stage management, next term, sorry, TA 211, history of stage design, and in the spring, lighting for the stage. And like I mentioned, in this term, even though it starts in 3 days, I am teaching stage management, and there are openings still. And even though it's a 400 level course, you really want to do stage management, hey, go ahead, let's try it. And I will now pass over to John Schmoor.
Thanks, Janet. Hi, everybody, and welcome. This term, I'm teaching a graduate seminar in postmodernist aesthetics. And mostly I teach advanced acting classes, acting Shakespeare, Meissner technique, and clown, which is not about circus. It's about the kind of core of comedic performance. And sometimes I teach play direction. And now I think I pass this back to Jerry.
And I'm back. You will also have the opportunity to work with an amazing collection of graduate students that work with us, teach with us, create theater with us. And so I'd like to introduce them, and I'd like to start that off with an introduction of Ashley Baker.
Hello there. My name is Ashley Baker, and I'm the costume design MFA student here. I work in the costume shop as a lab supervisor, I guess under Jeanette now. And I'll be teaching TA 212 in the spring. I will also be designing our winter show, which is my thesis project, creating costume as art pieces based off of Sarah Lynn Bowman's work about role-playing games and characters. And if you want to know more about anything costume related or graduate school and how to do MFA things, I'm your person. I think I need to pass this off to Anna now.
Thank you, Ashley. My name is Anna Dulba-Barnett, and I am a third-year PhD student in our department. I will be teaching Acting 1 throughout the whole year, and my accent is from Poland, and I am excited to meet all of you, or some of you hopefully. And thank you so much, Marie and Louie, for including all the dogs, because it definitely helps during our crazy, difficult times. So thank you, and hopefully see you all soon. And I'm passing on to Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh Evans. It's my second year in the master's program. My graduate position is in the scene shop, so I'll be working with Bradley and Michael and Waylon to build the sets for next year. I also will be assisting with lab hours if you have to do that next term. And I think I'm passing off to Liz.
Howdy, friends. My name is Liz. I just started the 4th year in the PhD program here, and this term I will be Michael's teaching assistant for Theater History 1, and in the winter I will be the sole instructor for Theater History 2. And spring's a mystery, but I'm going to guess it's probably going to be acting. And I will also be directing in the spring, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. So yeah, great to meet everyone. And I'm not sure who I'm passing it on to, so we'll go with
Ellen. Hi everybody, I'm Ellen Kress. This is my dog Margot. You'll get to see her if you take Acting 1 with me in the fall, the winter, or the spring. I'm a 5th year graduate student, hopefully finishing it up in the spring. In our crazy and difficult and unprecedented times, I just want you to know that I'm there for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my office hours in a bit.ly link in the chat. I have office hours Wednesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3. This is kind of in lieu of running into you in the hallway where you say, oh wait, I have a question about applying for acting school, or oh wait, can you do a letter recommendation, or oh, I have this question about this play. Like, I'm here for you, and we'll get through this together. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right now, and then also pass it on to Waylon.
Hey there, buckaroos. I'm Malin Lank. I'm a 5th year doctoral student, so that's a bucket of fun. And I'm working in the shop this year, so all of those things that Josh said, those apply to me too. Okie dokes. I'm gonna hand it on to Micah.
Hello, my name is Micah Pointer. I am a 2nd year master's student here at University of Oregon, and I too am going to be working in the costume shop alongside Ashley and Jeanette. So I'm super excited for that and look forward to working with all the folks who are going to be in the shop, making Ashley's project and all the other shows in this season become fully realized to their vision. All right, and I am going to be passing this off to Payman Shams.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you all. I'm Payman Shams. I'm a new PhD student, and I will be TA for theater introduction. And I'm excited to see you all. Now I'm going to hand it back to
me.
To you. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hi, Beck, it's me again. Hey, what an awesome group of people. And they really are wonderful to work with, and everyone is here to work with you guys and do, you know, really talk to you, find out what you want to learn and all that kind of stuff. However, somebody's got to run this show and be in charge of all these people. So I'd like to introduce the head of our department, Dorothee Ostmeyer. Take it away, Dorothee, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep, it's perfect. Hi, everyone. I have to say, I would love to sit in all these classes, and I'm jealous of everyone who can take the classes we just learned about. So I have to wait for my retirement, but then I will be back and sit there. So it's a pleasure to be part of this group and to meet all of you. Thank you, Jerry, Aloy, and Marie, and Jade on putting together this spectacular Zoom show and connect all of us. Now, something interesting happened this year in my life. Can you imagine? On April 10th, 2020, when I was deeply immersed into thinking about a fun video for our students during the frustrating times of quarantine and isolation, I received out of the blue an email with an interesting subject line. It says, a radical idea. And the first sentence says, can I make an extraordinary proposal? I thought. It made me very curious, and I read on. Harry, our dean, asked, would you consider taking on my current role as head of theater arts? I was baffled. I rarely knew Harry. Now, he interrupted my routine, my established patterns. Yes, I had been head before, in this case, of the Department of German and Scandinavian, but I thought this was behind me. My entry into this role was a total surprise. I accepted the offer. I'm here, as you see. Why? I love interruptions. I love the interruption of patterns, comfort zones, traditions, conventions. Isn't this why theater exists? Why we are all here? We are tired of the everyday, the run of the mill. We are ready for surprises, and we are ready to surprise, right? I don't know, can you see me all? I cannot see myself. Okay. I love theater, and I'm here to support all of you and make theater at the UO strong. Now there are 35 people in the audience, and let's work together and collaborate. Now, since I have talked, I can finally raise a virtual glass of wine and toast to all of our clever endeavors together. And here is my cheer. Let's act and react with creative tact. Always re-envision facts and pacts. Cheers. Jerry, that's it.
I think we're back to me. Now, one small group that didn't want to talk tonight, Marie, Alohi, and Jade, and all the dogs that come along with them. You need to spend some time in the main office getting to know these people. They will do amazing things for you, and the dogs are just wonderful. So another reason we're doing this tonight is to talk about what all we're doing besides classes this year. And the thing about theater people is they don't like to just sit on their hands and not do anything. We are gonna do stuff. So I wanna have some people talk about what it is we're doing and how you might be able to get involved. So I'm gonna hand it off to Trisha Rodley to start us off talking about what she's doing.
Hello again. I don't know why I'm singing that. Just inspired by what I'm going to talk about, which is 3 short plays written by students from our department that we are going to be sharing with an audience together on Friday, October 2nd. When the faculty met over the summer to talk about how we wanted to start off the year, one of the things we talked about was celebrating the work that we do in whatever way we could. So even though we can't be together in our theater spaces, we can celebrate a big part of the reason that we're here, and that is to support undergraduates and graduate students in developing their work, both in the classroom and on stage. So you may have seen this link on our website or in our Week of Welcome information. So next Friday, October 2nd, you have an opportunity to see 3 short plays. One is called Till Death Do Us Part by Gabrielle Sokolowski. One is called Ladies of Repute by Sophie Boscovich. And the other is, I have to read this one, make sure I get it right, Cabin Boy, or The Last Ballad of Dirk the Dashing, which may or may not involve pirates. Good chance there will be some pirates there. So we invite you to come and celebrate with us. And then this is also a preview for what Michael's going to talk about as the exciting project that we're going to end the term with. So we're bookending, in a way, our season kickoff this term with student work. So I'm going to hand off to Michael to talk about what's coming at the end of the term.
Hi, everybody. So the great thing is I get a chance to teach playwriting here, and the 3 plays that Trisha just referenced were written in my playwriting class last year. So to be able to see those plays literally blossom in front of me and grow and change and then morph into all of these wonderful plays that they are now is really humbling. And so that's what we do here. Our goal is to inspire you to do your best work. And so in playwriting, we're going to have 10 students this year, and those 10 students are going to write a Zoom play, a 10 to 15 minute Zoom play with 1, 2, or 3 characters, no more. And they're going to finish that play by midterm. And then we're going to have directors, student directors, some from Professor Schmor's class, directing class last year, and some alumni, and maybe even some others in our department who will direct these Zoom plays and present them by the end of term online, live. So it's really exciting. I really think that we have a unique opportunity facing us right now. We can either lament the fact that we're not live in theaters, or we can lean into this Zoom play technology and see where it takes us. I think some wonderful things can come of this. And another wonderful student, Jennifer Cheney, who's with us today, her play that she wrote in playwriting was actually part of the Northwest 10 Festival at OCT this year on Zoom. So this is a great chance for us to continue our work and to get excited about this new form. And I'd like to remind everybody that there was a time when there was no technology in theaters, and now we have multimedia, we have projections, we have holograms. So I think that after all of this is over, we're going to see Zoom be a part of our theater somehow, some way in the future. So we'll learn about it and we'll do the best we can with what we've got. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. So be looking for audition notices, be looking for opportunities to be involved in these Zoom plays that are coming up. All right, with that, I'm going to turn over to Professor Schmore and Ashley Baker about the project that Ashley is creating, which is really exciting, and I think you'll find unique opportunities there as well.
Hi, everybody.
John, you can go first if you'd like.
Oh, you want to start?
Or I can start. I can talk about the actual
Yeah, you go ahead.
project. Okay. Yeah. So this is my costume design thesis. We're doing costume as art pieces, and John is interpreting my designs into a show. My inspiration for this is Sarah Lynn Bowman's work about how people relate to their characters in role-play games, and she's created a set of types of characters based off of these relationships, and I am interpreting those into costumes. So John, would you like to take the rest of this?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be directing something that, that's unlike anything I've ever tried. We're using Ashley's costumes as a kind of basis, like that's the script. The performances will be about 15 minutes long, and we'll do like 3 or 4 each evening, because we'll be moving audience members through the Hope, 12 at a time, socially distanced. It's going to be design intensive. There's no dialogue, but the performers who are wearing Ashley's costumes will need to, in some cases, move and maybe move in strange ways. The only thing I can promise about this project so far is that it's going to be beautiful and weird. And that's what we hope you get to take away from it when you come to see it at the end of January in the Hope Theater. There are auditions coming up, October 7th, which is Wednesday evening. Aloy has sent out a link where you can sign up on a Google file and give us your information. You don't have to prepare anything for this audition. All you have to do is show up at your allotted 5-minute slot and move across the stage, and I'll ask you to do some things, and I may ask you some questions, and when your 5 minutes are up, you're out the door, and that's that. I really recommend this project to all types. Even if you've had no on-stage performance experience, this might be your big chance to enjoy what that feels like and what that process can be. Rehearsals won't start until the 2nd week of January, and we'll just have 2 weeks of rehearsal and basically be inventing things, and then we perform. Did I cover everything, Ashley? Oh, if you're going to be in this show, you need to be able to be on campus 3 times in fall term before Thanksgiving for fittings. That's the only limitation to casting. Did I get it?
I believe that's everything.
Okay.
Yay!
Can we pass it on to our fabulous guest artist, Stanley Coleman?
Hey, hi. Can everyone see me and hear me? Okay. I'm Stan Coleman, and I'm originally from Louisiana. I've been involved in theater for quite some time, all through school, grade school, high school, and of course college. And I earned a degree at Dillard University, another one at University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and at LSU, Louisiana State University, where I focused on Black theater in general. I'm an actor, a musician, and of course a director. I've taught theater in quite a few venues, especially high school and college for LSU and for Nicholls State University. And I've also directed children's theater in Louisiana and Alaska. I moved here in 2010 to Eugene and got involved in theater here. I've directed 4 plays at the Very Little Theater since I've been here. And I've also acted. I acted once at Lord Liebrick and I've acted a couple of times at the Very Little Theater here. I am grateful for the theater giving me an opportunity to direct a presentation sometime during the school year. I look forward to meeting and working with all of you in the near future. I'm currently reading and, of course, rereading some plays which are being considered. Hopefully, my contribution will be a chance to maybe increase the diversity of the department and increase the diversity of the student pool of actors here at U of O. And I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate your support, and I am very happy to be here. Thank you very much. I am to turn this over to Teresa May, and she is probably not here, so I would say we'll go ahead on to Liz Fairchild, who will talk about the spring production.
Hey, this is actually Janet. I'm stepping in for Teresa for now. And this is gonna scare everybody. So yeah, all of a sudden I'm directing a show, and it will be My Fair Lady in the Hope Theater in April. I hope you all audition. No, actually no. Gosh, Teresa May will be directing a series of short plays by the playwright Jose Cruz Gonzalez. And yes, our plan is to produce some in the Hope Theater in early spring with an audience, you know, and full design possibilities. But like as Jerry said at the beginning, we're all ready to try something different if that happens. And now I'll turn it over to Liz Fairchild.
Hi, everyone. Okay, yeah, so as some of you returning students know, I was directing last spring a science fiction play called Advanced Man, and COVID interrupted that at about 4 weeks into rehearsals. So I just, before I talk about the next show that I'll be directing, I just want to say that was a really hard thing for everyone involved, and it was going to be spectacular. And I like to think of our rehearsals that we had as a performance of their own. Even though we didn't have a formal audience, we did perform Advanced Man, and it was really beautiful. So thank you for everyone who was involved in that. I did not want to reprise that for a number of reasons. I think that would have been strange and difficult and just not the right thing to do. So I am instead going to be directing 12 Angry Jurors, which is more famously known as 12 Angry Men. I will not be obviously casting exclusively men for this this production of it, but I feel as though this production is really timely and is a really wonderful piece for, really timely even though this was written in the early 60s, originally a radio play, but it's kind of come back around thematically, and I will be thinking about it in particular from a Black Lives Matters perspective, and I think that's really obviously very important to all of us right now. And it's a great piece for really digging into a role in a way that doesn't have anything to do with sort of the given circumstances of the characters. We come into a courtroom and where all the jurors have already heard a case, and all you have to go on to kind of figure out what your character is going to be is where they lie in this case and where they lie politically and what their and so how they're going forward in that manner. So I think that's a really interesting space to be in as an actor, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will actually be able to do this live, because this will be the last production of the school year. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing this with folks, and I hope that people get excited about this project, because I think it's going to be interesting, empowering, and super fun. Thank you.
And I'm back. So there are a lot of ways that you could get involved, and we are doing stuff this year. But I wanted to talk about some other opportunities that we typically will provide to students, ways to do more, get involved in more different ways. And I'm just going to let the various people talk about it and let you know how you can get involved. And I'm going to start off by having Savvy Rogan talk to you about something.
Hi, I'm Savvy Rogan. I'm a senior undergrad in the department, and I'm one of the co-chairs of the Pocket Theater, or Pocket Playhouse, which is the student-run theater here on campus and is located in Villard 102 when you get the chance to come to campus. The Pocket normally puts on shows proposed and directed by students, which can range from plays that you have written to adapted TV episodes to published works. And we also hold other various social events such as Pancakes in the Pocket, which is usually during Dead Week, which is week 10. And it's just a nice break from studying for finals and a chance to catch up with everyone. This term we will be planning and hosting several virtual events. And you can stay tuned by following our Instagram page or Facebook page or signing up for our emailing list. For announcements of events and for fall elections for our vacant positions if you are interested in working with the board. So I'll copy a couple of links down below and you can sign up if you want. And then you feel free to DM us or message us on Facebook if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Okay, so I'm Deanna Plunkett, and I'm from Absolute Improv Team. I'm one of the execs this year. I have my co-exec, Cam, if you want to show back up, here as well. And I'd like to say thanks to the Pocket. We often do our improv shows at the Pocket, and so I'm here with Absolute Improv. And Cam, could you send in our social media into the group chat? Yes. And that's the best way to stay in contact with us. And of course, things are a little odd this year as we can't really do any improv shows, but we do have a team and it's by audition. And we tend to hold auditions winter term, but we do something called opens, which is when anyone is welcome to come. We usually do them once a week, but of course we can't really hold in-person opens. So we're exploring virtual options. And everyone is welcome to opens, and we often, when we hold auditions, people who we've seen at opens, we love to see them come back. It's also just nice to see people grow, and it's a good way to let loose, and we usually do opens on a Saturday or a Sunday on the weekend. And it's a great way to get involved in theater, and a lot of us are not. I'm not a theater person. This is a great glimpse into the theater world for me. So it's a good way to like reach out of the U of O theater community as well. And for those of us who are not part of the U of O theater community to reach in. Cam, is there anything you want to add?
No, I would say we're pretty, we just think it's a fun way to kind of, have a release and, hang out and make buddies and make memories. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I guess I should say we usually do an improv competition, which generally happens in January, though I am under the impression that is not happening, which we would go up to Seattle and we spend the weekend there and we get to hang out with these other improv teams. But we're looking into some fun alternatives in order for us to do like a fun group thing rather than that competition, which is sad, but also exciting. We can do something just with the team. So yeah, and keep up with us for performances on our social media, as well as opens, as well as other events. And yeah, that's it. So, and I believe I'm handing off to John Schmore. Please tell me that's how you say your last name.
That's exactly right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Hi. Every other year, for several years now, I've been leading our London program, which goes to London for all of spring term. It's a total of about 9.5 weeks to give people a little bit of travel time after the program. This year, of course, it's we're not sure, but I had a meeting at 1 o'clock today with the GEO coordinators, and we're going to move ahead with hope that by January 1st, if things have begun to develop in London and we start to see the theaters opening, and if there is more information available about a coming vaccine, then we'll go ahead and have the winter 1-credit preparation course, which is just to get everybody oriented and getting to know each other before we go on the adventure. And then we would be in London, like I said, for 9.5 weeks. Typically, we see upwards to 45 plays. Even if a third of the London theaters are open, we can still run the program and see quite a lot of theater. And we might add excursions to Manchester or Bristol or Bath to see theater there. So the plan is, applications are open. We already have 6 students applying. We can go up to about 16 people. I really recommend that you get on the GEO website, look up Theater in London program, and that'll give you all the information about the courses, some of which count towards requirements in the major. You can contact a GEO representative and they can talk to you about the budget. There are scholarships available, particularly for Oregon students who are first generation or in some way economically in need of help. I will say for out-of-state students, going on this London program has typically been cheaper than spending the term on campus, which is embarrassing, but that's the way things work with out-of-state tuition. Anyway, please feel free, any of you who are interested in the London program this year, or if we have to, we might postpone to fall 2021, or at the very latest, we would postpone to spring 2022. If you have any questions at all, I'm always happy to talk about this program. I'll help you with your application process and give you pointers on how to save for what can really be a transformative experience. And now I'll pass on to Jeanette DeJong to talk about another transformative experience.
Okay. Hey there. I'm here as a cheerleader for the Oregon Shakespeare Festival Spring Break trip. And I'm doing that because I don't do it every year, but I always love doing it. So this is a trip. If you can't afford to go to London, or being away that long is a bit much for you, then take the chance to go to Oregon Shakespeare Festival. It's a very cool situation. It's a spring break trip. Generally, we're there for about 4 days, and for a relatively low fee, because we have a really generous sponsor who helps out with that. We do 4 to 5 plays. Your housing is covered, your transportation is covered. We have some fun workshops and tours, and it's really something that I think each one of you should think about doing while you're here. It's only open to majors and minors, so that's a reason to be a major, but it's really fun, and I definitely would recommend doing it. I love it, so if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you would have, and it's only for undergraduates, so that's kind of a cool thing. So definitely take advantage of that. Now I'm going to pass off to Trisha Rodley, and she's going to talk to you about our next opportunity. Thanks.
Yep, I am here to keep talking to you, but I'm here to talk to you this time about KCACTF, which people call various things, but this acronym stands for the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival. Kind of a mouthful. But what it is, it's very much like the National Thespian Conference that high school folks go to, but it's also different. So there are various ways that you can be involved. They're actually going to be having a virtual conference this year for the first time, which is a plus for folks to be able to attend at a little bit of a lower cost than usually happens. So the department often supports students to go and take part in the regional festival. We're part of Region 7, which is a large part of the West Coast. Various ways to be involved, from acting, directing, design, stage management, and also lots of workshops and other activities while you are engaging in the festival. So what's probably going to happen in about the middle of this term, I will have an informational meeting. So if you're at all interested, or if you want to find out more about it, you know somebody who maybe wants to do it, tell them about it too. And I'm happy to also talk to you one-on-one if you're looking at a trajectory of, I think I want to go later in my college career. What's it all about? I'm happy to talk to you about that. So Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival. Just say it over and over, or you can just say KCACTF. And I am handing off again to Janet Rose.
Hello, I'm back again. So you've heard about the different kinds of productions we are planning on for this year, from total Zoom to the unique experience with Ashley's costumes, to play readings, to shows done in the Hope and the Robinson, which we think will hopefully be in a more traditional, old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, no more old-fashioned. Well, we've got production positions available for those. And as I mentioned before, I teach the stage management and the lighting, so those are areas I'm in charge of. And take a look at what Michael was talking about with 10 plays that we will be creating on Zoom at the end of this term, and we need stage managers. And yes, you'll be learning stage management in some of the traditional organization, but obviously now with the new technology that we'll be using, and you'll be able to learn more about creating Zoom plays. We still have lighting positions open for everything, whether it's board op or production electrician, and then also stage management for the other shows later on in the year. And so if you're interested in those areas, please email me, jrose@uoregon.edu. I mean, you can find the email everywhere. Not everywhere, but anyway, so please, I've been notating. See, all your names are in those little squares, and I've been notating who you are, and I'm going to get you. And I'm going to pass this off to Bradley and Jeanette.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we'll talk about running crews and other production positions. So Janet was talking about stage management and lighting, and if you're interested in working on running crews backstage, assuming we have shows in theaters, hopefully again soon, or if you're interested in being a soundboard operator or a projections operator or a sound designer or a projections designer, please talk to me. And if you're interested in projections design, there's a class this term in that. And with all of the shows that we're going to have, the Zoom shows will probably have some sort of a sound element. There's this handy feature in Zoom where you can design your own background by putting an image in for the virtual background. So we can design virtual backgrounds to go with some of the plays that we'll be doing over Zoom. So I think we have a lot of fun opportunities with the new technology to work with media and sound. And with that, I will kind of hand over to Jeanette to talk about the opportunities with costuming.
Yes. So with Zoom, even if you're doing a play reading, there's still some type of visual that the performer is going to be wearing. Now, we're not necessarily doing full costumes for all our productions, but we have a costume-centered production. And as it happens, we will need a dresser who will be on stage potentially. So we have some opportunities, and definitely I know this is a good way of getting involved. I have to say, clearly I'm not a front of house type person on stage, but I love being backstage, and I think, you know, it's fun being part of the support of the event that we're creating. So we will have costume running crew for definitely the winter Ashley production, 12 Angry Jurors, and however our other productions play out. Also, because we're doing so many Zoom plays, particularly for the New Voices one acts, there's possibility if you want to be a costume coordinator, and that will be more styling costumes or garments that the actors might have. So this is a nice way to get involved and maybe see, do you like designing? Do you like to do other things? So really encourage you, please get a hold of both myself and Bradley, and let's make some theater together. So at that point, I am going to hand off to, I think that's it. We're handing back to Jerry. Thanks.
Yes, you are. But I'm going to take this opportunity to hand it directly off to Teresa May. Teresa, are you here? Teresa, are you here?
I apologize for being late to this incredible Zoom event and meeting. Sorry for looking red, if I do. I teach in the Department of Theater Arts. I teach dramatic literature, teaching a Latinx theater class. In the winter, I'll teach native theater. So we'll look at plays by Latinx playwrights, Puerto Rican American, Mexican American, Cuban American playwrights this term. And one of the things we do in that class, because many of the plays make use of magical realism, is we make art in response to the plays, which gave me an idea that we could do on Zoom, if we have to, some Latinx plays that have high visual backgrounds, high visual content, and the artwork that students have done in that class in response to the plays that we've read has been stunning. And so I thought, why not use some of that visual artwork that students do? So in the spring, in what is typically our winter slot, no, it's winter. What is it, Janet? It's like early, it's called late winter. I don't know, late winter, early spring. I think it's technically in spring term, but we'll be rehearsing in winter. We're gonna do 3 plays by Jose Cruz Gonzalez, and they're part of this anthology of theater for young audiences. And if you have not, you know, maybe when you were in high school or grade school, you saw a play. Your play came to your class, to your school, or you went to the theater. There is a whole genre of theater called theater for young audiences. And it's really where there are a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunity when you graduate. So I think it's exciting to actually be taking on some work that was written expressly for young people, but about mature topics. So these plays deal with topics such as immigration, as well as immigration status and identity. And they'll be fun, and there'll be a lot of, whether we do it on stage, which I hope we can, in the Hope Theater, or whether we do it on Zoom, there'll be a lot of opportunities both to act or to work behind the scenes, like someone who's doing that, Jade or Aloe is doing that tonight. You know, there's a whole technology behind doing a Zoom event this large. So I hope that you'd be interested in that, or that I see you in class. I also teach acting. So don't know what I'm teaching in the spring, but hope to have you in a class. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Teresa. And thanks everyone who spoke tonight. Fantastic. Thank you to Aloe and Jade for running this thing. And thanks everyone for coming and listening to this event. It's important that you guys know that we're here for you. If there's anything you want to explore, don't hesitate to ask, because we're here to help you discover these things in the theater, and that's what we do. So it's great. Be sure to check out various people's emails if you have further questions. All the faculty emails can be found on our webpage. And I'm not sure where to find the grad students' emails, but I'll bet emailing Aloe would get you a contact, and you'd be able to get a hold of them. Make sure to check out the tour video after we're all done. I hear the Academy Award people have been checking it out. I think we're going to get an award. That's all I'm saying. And again, thanks, everyone. Looking forward to getting this thing started. And here we go. Good night.
Don't leave, don't leave. How do we get to the video?
I think she linked it in the chat at the very top.
Okay, because I want to go on a tour.
It's awesome.
I miss Villard Hall. There it is, yay! Okay, who's going with me? Going on the tour. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you soon.
Hey, Michael.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you? All I see is a follow-up question slide in front of me. Let me see if I can see you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure. They have you put on your video, and I'm not sure how we're connected on this.
I don't either.
This is a little
there
tricky.
we are. Hi. Hi,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Stanley.
Yeah.
That was fun. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jade.
Yeah, Julianne, hey.
Aloe.
Hey, you guys are awesome. How
I
are
think
you?
all of your courses